What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Dive Addiction. We're up here at Gilboa Quarry and we're getting ready to walk down and take a look at the ice condition over here at Gilboa. Now if you look off in the back corner, you'll see all the ice back there, and that's actually where we're doing most of our dive.
You can hear the ice. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. You can hear this ice. That's pretty sweet. So there's a thin coat of ice up here. Even on this, there's a thin coat of ice. You can't really see it. You might be able to see it a little bit. It's real clear ice. Right here you might be able to see it. You can hear it. Grab a little stick.
I want you guys all to leave a comment. What's the coldest water you've ever been diving in? Or if you're not a diver, would you think that you'd be a little bit crazy to jump in water that has ice on top of it?
Woohoo! That's all ice right there. Holy crap.
Alright, right back there in that back corner you can see that sheet of ice. It's pretty thick. That's where we're going.
All back here, that's all ice.
Yeah, I thought my ice fishing tent was cool. Richard Barton sets up his giant Eskimo right here, and that thing's got tons of room, and that is a great place to set it up. I think I'm going to steal his idea for next time.
This side seems a little bit less slippery to walk down. Once you get to the bottom of it, it's the most slippery. All ice. Beautiful visibility underneath that ice too.
Or so I had thought at the time. We actually got down there and the visibility wasn't quite as good as I was expecting it to be. But we're getting ready to get set up and get ready to get some gear put together and change and get ready to get in the water.
Make this real simple.
That's all I need, simple. Because I'm stupid. Keep it simple, stupid.
Difficult.
I'm already confused.
Argon bottle?
There's just air in it.
No.
Eventually argon,
Yeah.
maybe.
Don't do argon. In order to actually make it worth your while, you're going to have to flush it so much. It doesn't make any sense.
Kind of just left this in here just to show like how it is with the diving community. If you got a question or if you're working on a new gear setup, you can always find somebody that's done it before you, and usually they're more than willing to give you a hand and help out.
Just make that
But Robert, he's a great guy.
layer.
Right. Just not to slug it down.
My cousin's out ice fishing right now. I only got one burner on too, and it's
Nice toast. There's a bag.
the steaks. Instead of using steaks, I used 80s.
I forgot my chairs. Next time I need to make sure I bring them.
It's not bad in here. Shut that door. We'll use this door. Huh? I'm always ready.
That was probably one of the biggest lies you hear me tell, because I am always the last one ready and the last one in the water. I'm blaming it on the fact that I'm trying to get video for YouTube, so we're going to go with that. Hopefully that sticks.
Fancy, fancy.
It does things and stuff.
Good change and get your tanks today so we can actually dive today.
I guess so. Don't need anything else up here. Oh, yes, I do. Grab me that green box out of there. I got it. They gonna put in some like actual changing rooms? Whoop, whoop. All changed up.
Alright, so I left this part in here because I kind of wanted everybody to be able to see what they're doing up here at Gilboa. They're making a lot of changes. Everything is completely different than what it was last year. Everything. And the tank drop-off, pickup, and fill room are no exception, and it is looking great.
Ooh, that's straight ice by my door. Woo! All right. What'd you do?
Something fat, I don't know what to do.
Oh,
This one's done.
28? Okay.
Yep.
Sweet. I like the new setup in here. Might cut down on traffic over there.
You remember back in like 2004 when every teenage girl with a camera thought she was a photographer? Tell with the GoPro.
Fuck off.
Alright, now the moment you've all been waiting for, the actual dive. So over here in front of me right now is Kelsey with the yellow tanks and the minion on his Optima, that's Robert. The one over on the far right now, that's bubbling, that's Ryan. And the one way out in front with blue fins and white tanks on his back, that is Andy Dennis. So we're on our way down right now to the 20-foot platform. We are going down there to do a buddy check, and, well, mistakes were made. Because, as you can see right here, there's already a problem. All of us should have caught that. All of us should have made him abort the dive and fix that, because Ryan, the one that has don't follow on his fins, is losing air out of his BCD dump valve continuously. And that is a problem. He kept saying, well, he thought he was overweight, weight check in Circleville. Then we seen this in the video. And how we didn't catch this on a dive, I don't know. I guess Kelsey seen it and said something to him after the dive was over. I guess she seen it mid-dive. But being that Ryan was my buddy, I failed miserably. We just got complacent, and in scuba diving, complacency can get you killed. We did have redundant buoyancy methods, so we could have got him out had this been something serious, but he uses dry suit for redundant buoyancy, and the dive went on fairly well other than that. So here's where we kind of do a bubble check. I kind of just go and look at everybody. I'm not even really doing a good buddy check. I've definitely got to get me a rebreather. You're going to hear it, hopefully. I've got it on video. I haven't been that far through my video yet, but Robert comes up and says, "Hey Ryan," and I can literally hear him say, "Hey Ryan," underwater. Freaked me out because I was narked at the time, and I didn't realize what I was hearing. If you listen right here, you can hear them actually talking underwater. Alright, if you look at my computer right here, I've got 2482 and 2440. That's the problem with getting hot fills in cold water, because you're going to get in and you're going to lose air just from the air cooling. I'll also say this, pushing 285s and an 80 through the water, it will wear you out, especially in cold water. I'm almost kind of glad it made me work a little bit harder, because that extra work kept me a little bit warmer, I'd say. But it's not ideal. There's Ryan over there, way out of trim. I'm blaming that on his wing. I'm hoping that that's just his wing. His trim usually isn't that bad. Everybody else, perfect trim. Just gliding through the water. Now Robert right in front of me is running the dive right fins. And it looks like he is not trying as hard to keep himself moving as what I have to with my Arcade 3s. And I might actually have to try these things out. Like, they seem like they got some good push to them with every kick. So I might actually be interested in seeing what they're all about. It never hurts to try new gear. Well, it doesn't hurt you to try new gear. It might hurt your bank account a little bit, but it's not that bad. It's really cool sitting here watching the rebreathers. The amount or the lack of bubbles and the ability to sit there and talk and everything is phenomenal. I love it. It's on my list of things to do. I don't know if I'm going to go with a back mount Optima, chest mount Optima, or a Sidewinder. But I'm going to switch to something here. Ryan. He's trimmed out a little bit better right now, but you can see he's still leaking. That's just going to be something that he's going to have to fix. We're going to have to shake it down before his next dive, because that's not good. We're getting ready to drop down here into the sump. So I'm going to cut out video while we're dropping into the sump, because I put my GoPro down so that I can have both hands. Because I've got to be able to add air to my BCD. I've got to be able to add air to my dry suit. I've got to be able to watch my computers. I've got to be able to clear my ears and be able to be ready for anything that could pop up or go wrong. So a lot of times on my descent, I'll put my camera away. Alright, now what you're seeing Robert do right here, he's turning around, giving everybody one last check. We're all giving him the okay and letting him know that we're good to go down. And we're getting ready to slide over the side and disappear into the deep outside of recreational limits. What I'm trying to show here is that my computer is giving me alarms telling me that I'm approaching my NDL. I forgot to go in and change my conservatism on this, and you can see we're at 94 feet, and I had 7 minutes until decompression time, 98 feet. I ran 2 different conservatisms, or gradient factors, on my computers, So my shear water had been cleared for a while. I wasn't even in decompression for too long, but with the conservatism on this, I ended up having to do a longer stop. And just because of the temperature, I don't really mind that we were doing a longer stop with the conservatism, because I wanted more of that nitrogen out of my system. It never hurts to stay and decompress a little bit longer, especially if you're cold. The cold makes it take longer to get the nitrogen out of your system. Here we are dropping into the sump. I got a little bit more of the descent video than I thought I was going to, but this is the best visibility I've seen in the sump by far. I've never seen this gnome before. I don't know how long that gnome's been there, but there's a gnome right there in that little barrel. And I know I've been to that barrel because this is where I did my ANDP class when I got my deepest depth. The deepest I could find in the sump was 139 feet, and you can see everybody doing a little circle with their light in front of the other person's light. And the reason that they're doing that, that's a way to signal that you're okay to your buddy. Listen, right here, you'll hear him say, "Hey, Ryan." I'm not even gonna lie, I was so narked I didn't know what was going on at this point. When I heard that, I was like, what the heck is going on? Now, one thing about getting narked, it affects everyone differently, and different things can cause you to get narked quicker and easier. So dehydration can be a factor, temperature can be a factor, visibility can be a factor. There's a lot of things that can cause you to be narked at different times at the same depth on a different dive on a different day, or even the same day. Stress, all kinds of stuff can lead to it. Over here to this side, we got two other rebreather divers that we ran into. I've not seen them before. The guy over here on the left just completely trashed out the visibility, and his tank's hanging way down. He could really go for a little bit more streamlining. I don't have too much room to talk because I hang stuff off too, but his tank could definitely get tucked up a little bit more. I'm not saying anything bad about him, just something that I notice. I like to point out things that I see when I see them. You'll hear my tanks banging into each other right now. I need to tighten my setup up just a little bit more myself, so like I said, I'm not saying anything bad about anybody, just pointing out things that I notice. Alright, right here I get an alarm on my computer. It's telling me NDL exceeded, decompression now required. Giving me a 10-foot ceiling. And the alarm on that thing is amazing. Like, I can feel the vibration through my dry suit. The Perdix is great too. It flashes at you and everything, but if that's not really catching your attention, which sometimes the Perdix it really doesn't catch my attention. The Garmin's vibration is pretty powerful, so it's definitely going to catch your attention through a wetsuit. If you're free diving, it's good for that. If you're diving in a dry suit with thick undergarments, you're still going to feel it. I'm feeling it through mine. So. Now right here, there's a little baby skeleton that's hanging from a noose from a branch that's laying down. Just some of the stuff that they put in these quarries is hilarious. Gilboa's got some of the funniest stuff that you'll see in the quarries. So right now we come out of the sump. We took the left, and we're going up the old haul road right now. So there's a haul road that runs right next to the sump. It goes up, does like a little U-turn, and comes back towards the front of the quarry. And that's what we're going to follow up. We're going to follow it up all the way up to the tubes. We're going to go past the beach scene. So you'll get to see all that stuff again. This was a really good dive. I mean, yes, it was cold, and I didn't have as much air as I would have liked to have had. We did operate on rule of 1/3, but at the same time, it was cold, but it was still a very, very enjoyable dive. And this is that light. I don't know how I feel about that light that I've got on my GoPro. I might start looking at other lighting options. We'll see. Yeah, so I really do enjoy being the new diver in a group sometimes, because I get to sit back and watch what other divers are doing and how refined their skills are, and it lets me see what I need to work on. So being the new diver in a group can be beneficial to you. So once in a while, see if you can find a group of divers that have been doing it longer or are better than you, and take a page out of their book once in a while. I like working with new guys because I like being able to help them get to the level that I'm at. Not that I'm, really advanced or anything. I've only been diving for a while, since October of 2019.